Hey guys, been a while since my last video. I apologize for that. A lot of things going on. But we are back today, and we have got some diamond selects that we're gonna look at. We have got Sypha Belnades from Castlevania, and I still have no idea how to properly pronounce that, so I might have chopped it. But you know, we got this figure here. We're gonna take a look at her, open her up, and see what she's all about. So right on the back we have got a nice little synopsis about what she's about and everything, some of the other figures in the line, and this is Diamond Select Toys with Frederator Studios, and we're going to go ahead and open her up now, take a look at her. Alright, so right out of the packaging we can see that we have got so many different hands here. We have got so many different hands here with a bunch of different effects and everything for all the things that she does. And we have got on the back here, if we look, we have got a tie holding this in here and here. And then we've got a twist tie holding her back end here. We have got these little zip ties here, here, and on the other arm. And that appears to be all that we have to work with here. So let's go ahead and pull her out and see what's going on. Alright, so we have got her out here. And we have got her out here, and we can see here that she is standing right at that 7-inch mark there. So she is a 7-inch figure. Now if we take a look at her, we can see that we've got some decent detail going on in the face. It's not too bad. It's not super great, but it's not too bad either. We've got that thin little neckline going on for us, and as you can see, this part here is a little bit loose. It's not a big deal when you have her posed and everything, but that does mean that you can kind of move that around, and I'm sure we can actually take that off if we really want to. Now let's look at these hands real quick before we get into that figure there. Now, the only thing I don't like is that we focused heavily on that Season 1 aspect of just seeing all of those ice powers of hers. And obviously where we're at in the series, like, we have seen a lot more that she is capable of and everything. And I really like these extra effect hands that she's got, but at the same time she has got so many. Like right there is 2 hands right there. And then we have got different hand poses here. There's a few more sets just right there, and they did tape these into the packaging. Now the thing that I don't like about the fact that they taped them into the packaging, I believe it was this hand here, it felt like it kind of peeled off some of that paint on there, and we lost some of that effect there. It might have been one of these other hands though. But as you can see, we've got these long pegs for these hands. So these hands aren't really going to go anywhere, and you're just going to give you that ability to pose it very well. That is the one thing I do like here. So let's go and flip this around and take a look at our figure here. We have got head articulation that we can get a little bit of up and down, about a notch or two. Moving on, we do have a little bit of shoulder articulation going on here, and that up and down. Then we do have our elbow. Oh, we've got some sticking to us here. So we've got that elbow, like we said. And then the only thing that I'm finding a little bit difficult and everything that's going to prove to be kind of a problem with this is the fact that this comes up so high on her hand that it's kind of hard to get down into that hand itself. And it kind of makes me curious when we throw in some of these effects and everything, how it's going to affect the posability there. But it's the same on the other side, you know, elbow. We do have that twist up there by the shoulder blade as well, so we can twist that around. We do have a little bit of twisting there. And then this whole bottom piece like kind of comes out Let me show you this real quick. This you can pull back and you can see where these joints are for her legs and everything. And so you can see that we do have that upper thigh right there. We do have what appears to possibly be a double joint here at the knee. We'll look at that in a second when I can put this phone back down. And then we have got a joint and a ball for her ankles. So let's go ahead and check on that, see if that is a double joint. And it is. It is a little tight there. Might want to boil the figure. This is a really tight joint. There we go. Okay, so we do have that double joint there on the knee. The lower joint seems to want to move more freely than the topper joint though. So we want to look and see what we got going on here on the top part, front part, top part, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm going to see if we can remove her head. Tried pulling at her head a little bit, and I feel like I'm going to break it more than I'm going to pull it off. But it did give us a little bit more mobility here with the head. So I'm not liking the way that this piece sits down on that though. That's the only really downfall that I'm having here. So let's go ahead and try pulling out one of her hands to see what we can do with this. And the way that that's coming down, this piece here is coming down around that fist, like it's making it really hard to pull this out. But there we go. And as you can see, still that long piece and everything. And as you can see on there, we just got a big gaping hole there. So let's go ahead and try to find a good hand pose for her, for this hand. That doesn't work. That works though. So let's pull this effect in here. All right, and just like I thought with this effect especially, like you can't really get it to hit that up and down there because of the way that this point ends up coming out on her. But this is a nice little piece. I do like this effect. It's just hard to work with that effect with how they have it. Now, what I would do is, what I would think about doing is sitting here boiling this a little bit to try to give it some malleable, like get it a little bit more malleable, and try to like see if we can get it to come out more in a long bow effect. And I feel like we could work around that a little bit easier with a longbow effect on there. So let's see, which hand do we need for the other one? Is it this one or is it this one? Because I feel like it's this one. It's definitely this one, so bear with me just a second. Try to get this one out and throw this one in. Now this is the only problem that I'm really having with especially these little effects where you got this little like kind of, you know, snowflake kind of motion going on with it. You're kind of losing some of that, you know, like the fingering pose of it and everything from this kind of blocking away on it and everything. And like that's like if they even cut this just in just like a hair more, I feel like it would have been a little bit better, but it's not terrible. Now, as for the posability, I'm finding it hard to actually get her to stand in her poses. Now, you might want to just grab like a stand or something for her to get her to stand up. Okay, look, she's standing. Let's see how we can look at this here. If we want to focus in, I really like these hand poses. So as we can see, we've got the 2-finger, we've got the whole metal sign, we've got a hand that can actually grip, open palm, closed fist. And then we do have the ice beam itself, which is pretty cool. And then over here, we've got the same thing. We've got the 2-finger with the little, let's focus in real quick, with the little like snowflake kind of appeal to it. We do have a fist that can grip, an open palm, and the little metal sign here. And then of course, you know, we've got the snowflake for this arm, and then we've got the little longbow ice attachment for this arm. So all in all, I do like this figure, and I do want to get the rest of this line to be able to review it. And yeah, so that is Sypha. Hope you guys enjoyed that.